Hey there, this is Women on the Brink. I'm your host, Chris Jeffrey, a registered acupuncturist and wellness advisor with a passion for helping women live happier and more balanced lives. When I'm away from work, I'm usually outside in nature, either walking the seawall or I'm hiking in the mountains. And like many of you, my life has been filled with moments of hardship, some that I thought I couldn't overcome and really left me questioning my own strength. But through these challenges, I discovered resilience, courage, and a renewed sense of purpose. So I'm here to share not just my journey, but the lessons I've learned, and to remind you that no matter what obstacles come your way, there's always a path forward. And just to let you know, this podcast is not prescriptive, it's an offering. So please take what resonates with you and leave the rest.
Welcome to Season 3 of Women on the Brink, and happy 2026. So it's January, and for me, this usually means I'm supposed to decide who I'm going to become this year, right? And I mean, honestly, if you made it here, well, congratulations. You survived the soft launch of self improvement and probably at least a moment where you stared at your phone thinking, I can't be the only one holding this whole thing together, right? So, this episode is not about vision boards. We're not going to manifest a yacht or a soulmate or a version of ourselves who wakes up at 5 a.m. smiling. Instead, this is about the vibe we're going to be upholding for 2026. So mine is super simple. It's just about my self-worth. No footnotes, no productivity clause, no once I get my shit together. So let's talk about the 5 things all of us women need to know for 2026, especially if you're recovering from people pleasing or overhelping or perfectionism and that exhausting belief that being good means being agreeable. I'd have to say that the holidays do bring out a lot of that in many of us, including me. Wouldn't you agree? So, the first one is being likable is no longer a survival skill. So, for a long time, many of us thought if I'm easy, if I'm helpful, flexible, if I'm pleasant, if I'm mildly erasing my sense of self, I'll be safe. But here's the spoiler alert. We're not safer. We're just more tired. So in 2026, being liked is actually going to be optional for us, but being clear is not. So clear sounds more like, that doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that. I'll have to get back to you. So no apologizing, no over explaining, and no need to justify the boundary. Okay. So if someone is uncomfortable with my clarity, excellent. I've stopped doing unpaid emotional labor. And number 2, helping is not the same thing as being needed. So, yes, my helper identity, the crown jewel of female conditioning, I'd say. So, helping can feel really noble, it can feel generous, but helping also conveniently distracts me from asking, what is it that I actually need? So in 2026, I'm going to be asking one question before jumping in. Am I helping because this is aligned with who I am or because I'm uncomfortable with not being needed? Because over helping is often just anxiety in a beige sweater. Mhm. So instead, I'm going to try this. I'm going to wait to be asked. I'm going to let someone struggle a little, and I'm not going to rescue grown adults from consequences. And you know what? Knowing all of that, I know I'm still a good person, right? And the third thing for 2026. So our body knows before our brain catches up, and most of us realize this at one time or another. And what I've seen is that the fastest shortcut to the truth in 2026, I need to stop intellectualizing and start listening downward. So my body already knows when I'm overcommitting, when I'm saying yes out of guilt, and when I'm forcing myself to be fine, right? My chest tightens up, I'm irritable without it really making a lot of sense, or I have fantasies about moving to a cabin and not telling anyone. And I realize that this is no longer drama, it's just data, right? Number 4, perfectionism is just fear wearing fancy jewelry. Now, let's be honest. Perfectionism is not about standards, it's actually about control. Perfectionism says if I get this right, no one can criticize me. If I prepare enough, I won't be exposed. If I wait a little longer, I'll be ready. So in 2026, I'm done waiting to feel ready. I'm going to be doing things a little messy, maybe a little unpolished, or even with a wobbly voice. I mean, you've probably heard that voice many a time. And guess what? That's actually where connection lives. Perfectionism doesn't protect me, it just delayed me from having fun and being curious and open to learning. And number 5, worth is not earned, it's upheld. And this is the big one for me. 2026 is not about proving, it's about deciding. And that means deciding that I don't need to earn rest. I don't need to justify my no. I don't need to explain my worth. Worth is not a reward for good behavior, it's a baseline. And again, I mean, this is huge for me and something that's taken me decades to realize. So the vibe is no longer, look how capable I am. The vibe is, I'm worthy and I choose accordingly. So if you're listening and you're thinking, I recognize myself in all of this or some of this, well, good. Those old patterns, they kept us safe once. I know that. And you can thank them for that. And then you can choose something different for 2026. So this year, we're not disappearing, we're not overfunctioning, we're not smoothing edges until we vanish. We're upholding a new standard. I'm worthy, and so are you. This has been Women on the Brink. Let's bring in 2026, less exhausted, more honest, and slightly less available.
Thanks for joining. And I want you to know that this isn't just a podcast, this is a movement. So share this information with your friends and let's go, ladies.